Welcome to Blood in the Snow Radio, where we give you the latest news and interviews with the best in Canadian genre cinema. Here are your hosts, Robert Bellamy and Festival Director Kelly Michael Stewart.
And Bits Radio is back on the air. I'm co-host Rob Bellamy. Kelly, unfortunately, had to go do festival directory things, so he is not here. But we have people here from the film Solipsis. I got that right. Here is the synopsis. Synopsis of Solipsis. Sorry, I had to do it.
Alliteration.
Yes. Years after hiding in an underground bunker with her late husband, Cal survives by clinging to two tenets: stay alive and keep trying to reach the outside world. Excellent. So I'll get you to introduce yourself and your role in the project.
Yes, my name is Massimo Russo. I am the writer, director, producer, and composer of the film.
Composer?
Yes.
That's a new one that I've heard added. That's
not
cool.
as common. The director also composes, but it's handy. It's
Yes.
one more thing that's within knowing that I can get it done. Every film I do, I know at least I have the music covered.
And the one thing we talk about is independent film. Everybody wears 900 hats.
So many hats.
Right? So
yeah.
it's cool to have that added hat.
Just keep stacking them as high as you can go,
exactly.
right?
It's like a one-man band.
Exactly. No, but to say it's a one-man band doesn't do credit to all the people who worked really hard in this film, all my new friends, old friends who came together, because this was really like no one on this film, everyone was just donating their time to make this thing happen. So yeah, to say like I was wearing a lot of hats, yes, but there were a lot of people wearing a lot of hats to make this thing happen, and that's what I really want to focus on.
And that's the one thing we do talk about a lot.
Totally.
It is such a group community. Like someone has a vision, that's right.
Yeah.
Right? Like I said, as the director, you have the vision, but it takes a village.
Yeah, nothing gets done without the very specific work that all these amazing, talented, and differently talented people are able to put towards the film.
Exactly.
And that's the best part when you see that finished product and you can just look at each other and admire, like, okay, we did that together. No matter who did what, everyone was a part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just an independent film. You get, okay, do the clapboard and then pick up the boom mic.
Yeah.
Yes. You see that a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So what was the kernel for this story?
This was a slow burn story that kind of started during COVID, and because the film plays on themes of isolation and trust, and the erosion of trust, especially. And COVID, everyone was stuck in their room, not knowing how long they'd be in their room, right? And then coming out of COVID, it was kind of a weird adjustment period, being back in society.
Should we be out?
Yeah,
Yes.
Should we be here? It felt weird. I remember, I think Italy won, I'm Italian, and Italy won the Euro Cup that in 2022. And even that, that was my first big crowd since COVID. I was like, this feels weird being surrounded by thousands of Italians right now.
Oh.
But it kind of snowballing from COVID and just this new kind of era of social media that we're in. We're all in our silos. We're all in our echo chambers. And Solipsis kind of tells the story of breaking out of that chamber and finding trust. It's about a woman who lost her husband. She's stuck in her bunker. She doesn't know what's going on in the outside world, but someone reaches out and says, hey, things are better now. You should come rejoin us. And that's what the film is about, her grappling with the idea of, do I leave the burial of my husband in my safety of my bunker and rejoin the world, or do I stay here where I know I'm okay? And just kind of, I like to tell stories that are really character dramas in a genre setting. Like I put drama and then, okay, how do I make this a genre film with the drama of the story?
Gotcha.
It was just kind of a slow burn with that, working with the script with my close partners, Anthony and Danny and Duke, who are kind of a little writers team, a production team. Bouncing ideas off of each other and making it happen.
One of the cool things I liked about this was the set.
Yes.
Was that design? Did you build that, or was this something you found?
So two things happened in pre-production for this film that made us realize that we had something. One was the casting of Jen, who she was absolutely phenomenal. She's been up for awards with this film and doing very well. And we were really the film is not the film without her. And the other thing was when we did our location scout, we came to this place that was a car paint shop. So one of the rooms was where they paint the cars. and that's the shrine room with the windows. Exactly. When people hear that, like, oh, okay. But anyways, when we found this place, it was so like already had that like that look that like this place has been lived in and just like grimy and industrial. We knew like now it's just about putting in the story elements on top of this, which Sarah Mang, our production designer, was amazing with. Seeing the space and knowing, okay, we have something great to work with. Now, how do we elevate it and make it work for the story that we're trying to tell?
See, that is the perfect environment.
Yes. Just like in real estate, a lot of film production is location.
Exactly. It's nice when you go there and it's, what do we do for set dressing? You leave it alone.
Yeah, we just show up.
Yes, exactly.
Not to, like the radio setup was involved.
Yeah.
The shrine setup, we had a bunch of candles. We had faked a body in the middle of it. And then, okay, how the heck do we light this thing? Trying to make two different worlds right next to each other. So there was a lot of work and planning and sourcing of props to make the story work in this space. But what was so great about the location was that we knew it would serve the story with our added little tidbits. So it was Anthony. Anthony is a locations guy. He's always scouring the world for great locations, and he stumbled on this one, and it helped a lot. Yeah,
yes,
big time.
Beautiful choice. Yes. So, how hard was it to get your actor in that mindset? Because now we're out of COVID. This was shot after COVID.
Yes, this was shot after COVID.
So we're not there anymore, but I guess you can still harken back.
Yeah.
to it.
So we shot this February of this year, and Jen had her own kind of experiences with like getting deported and being in a detention center, and she said that was something that she pulled from, and also just like, we're creatives, we're kind of always in our heads a lot, but she was it was originally written for a male role, and when she saw the casting call, she said, hey, the story's cool and I want to be into sci-fi. What about me? So after I watched her audition, it was like, oh my God, she's incredible. It was a no-brainer to cast her, and we changed the script to fit her casting. And even on set, like 1 second we're joking around and having a great time, and then I call action, and she just has that ability to make that switch. Okay, now we're working. It's time to get into this character's mindset, because she has those experiences from her own life that she can pull from. So yeah, it was working with Jen was one of the best parts of making the film, and it really made the film what it was.
Man, yeah, because she's channeled that isolation.
Yeah.
And the paranoia.
Exactly. She had all these little subtle things she was doing that like on set I was picking up on, but it wasn't even until like we were in the editing room, like, oh, I didn't even notice that little micro expression she did, or she kept something that I noticed was she was anchoring herself to the shrine room because that's her husband. That's where she lost her love, right? And she just would always have these subtle nods towards the shrine room, like it's always in the back of her mind that she's thinking about him. Things like that, where she just understood the character, understood the world, understood what she had to do, and just took it beyond what I was even expecting.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So now, I don't know if there was any thought before, but now having with her performance and what you have put together, is there a thought of expanding on this?
Oh, totally. This was written as an isolated short film, but once we saw the first cut and saw what we had, we're like, we got to develop this further. This is so cool. So there is a feature script that I'm hoping can get some attention off of this short film that kind of expands the world, gives her Cal's character a little bit more agency, but we also go outside the bunker to see what's actually happening on the surface world, and the interactions between Cal and James as the radio voice. James is now a more well-rounded character with his own kind of backstory and goals in mind, and one of them is trying to save Cal, who does not seem to want to be saved. So how do you reconcile that? A character who wants to save someone who doesn't want to be saved, and also just exploring kind of two different ways of looking at a terrible situation, where the person in the bunker is like, I'm just going to shut it out of my mind and deal with it my own way. And the people on the surface are like, no, we have to rebuild. We have to attack this with, our agency, right? We got to make things right. And kind of exploring that there's no one correct way to deal with tragedy, to deal with loneliness and isolation and trust. There's a spectrum of ways to deal with that. And that's what the feature kind of hopes to explore in greater detail.
That's excellent. So you have that script? Like
that script is ready to go.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
It's ready to go for anyone who wants to read it.
So once you got done the short, you were right on that then.
Yeah, we wrapped the short, and as like I was writing the feature script in tandem with post production on the short. And they kind of finished at the same time, which was great. We had like 3 different versions of the script. I mean, a script to me is always a work in progress until
it's done,
until it's exhibited. Like even in the editing room, you're working on the script technically. But yeah, it was cool writing the feature while editing the short, because I got to be like look at the short not just as its own isolated story anymore. It's like, okay, what are things that we can pull from the short that we can expand on in this larger world that we're creating in the feature space?
That is excellent.
Yeah.
So is that your next project, or do you have something else that you're going?
Oh, you have to have so many projects on the run. It's definitely the biggest focus of mine is bringing an audience to Solipsis, the short, and then trying to parlay that into the feature, and I'm actively pursuing that. But I have a couple of feature scripts, pilots for shows. I'm also like producing with a bunch of my coworkers on like in the commercial space and on their own specs and shorts, and trying to get their features off the ground. It's a community approach to filmmaking that we're taking. And hopefully we're just waiting for that first one to really catch fire to lift all boats.
But like you said, it's a village, so this is like the perfect environment.
Exactly. And that's what's great about these kind of more niche film festivals like Blood in the Snow, focusing on horror and genre, is you really get to meet people who are excited about that particular kind of film. And it's really cool, and just to even see what other people are up to, knowing what the market's doing, knowing what the I don't like to call them competition, because it's not really a competition. It's like every filmmaker is a friend to me, because we're all trying to do the same thing. Yeah. And seeing what they're up to is really cool, right? Seeing who they're working with, and like noticing, hey, I know that name in the credits. I'm gonna hit them up and see. Oh, I saw your film, right? It's cool.
Well, and their only competition, if it's a feature, for 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Because once they're out of that film, they're going to come to yours.
Exactly.
So yeah, you help yourself by helping others.
Exactly. Well, and I think that's the approach, because this industry can be, it's cutthroat. It's a lot of competition. It's very difficult, especially now, to get things made with wallets getting pinched. But no, like the success of my friend or the success of someone I admire is not a failure of any other filmmaker. It's good news. Hey, that got made. That's awesome. We should be championing every film that gets made.
Exactly. Well, man, thank you so much for being on the show. Congratulations on getting into Blood in the Snow.
Thank you so much. Yes.
And I can't wait to see the feature film on this.
Thank you for your time.
Join us next time for Blood in the Snow Radio. Bits Radio is a production of 3 Evil Cats Productions in association with the Blood in the Snow Canadian Film Festival. For more information and to listen to other episodes, visit bloodinthesnow.ca and tweet us at BitsFilmFest. Music by Jen Gorman, produced and edited by Kelly Michael Stewart. I am Eduardo Correa Lima.